Hello again from my front porch. This is nighttime. Sorry, it's Friday evening, and I had some things I need to follow up with you on. I wanted to actually do some of this morning before I went to work, but there was one of the details that I didn't want to quite put out there online yet, and so I needed to wait until after the details were done so that I could talk about them. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you the status of my book. I'm going to tell you the status of the job thing where we were trying to hire somebody to take my place so that I could move into my new roles. And I'm going to tell you about somebody that I ran into tonight at Gaslamp who I was going to say an old friend. Not really an old friend. That might be stretching a bit, but definitely someone I've worked with before. Has kind of a high-ranking job in our state, about to have a high-ranking job in our nation, technically in our world, but we'll get to that. So anyway, let's start with the book stuff. So I told you previously that ATD had given me, they didn't give me the thumbs up at the meeting. They didn't give it the green light, and they gave me some more feedback, and I was a bit frustrated because it seemed like they're being very picky about this stuff. And I thought, oh man, I don't want to have to keep redoing and redoing this over and over and over. And plus there was some of the feedback that I thought was a little confusing. I thought some of it was a little bit contradictory, but also there was some feedback that they were giving me that I thought, well, now wait a minute, you're asking me to do stuff that I thought I was already doing. So clearly I must not be doing it correctly. So I need you to tell me, how should I be doing it instead? So anyway, I had conversation with my liaison, my go-to person, where we talked through the feedback. And I learned a lot. One thing I learned was where I was confused that, well, why are they not paying attention to the stuff I've already done? It's because some of the stuff they weren't aware of. Like, for example, one of the feedback that I received was that they thought it was too heavy on just the manufacturing industry that I'm in, construction manufacturing. They wanted to see me include more stories from other industries, other individuals, other size companies. And I thought, I've given you a list of like 45, 48 some people that I say I want to do interviews with, and they're all from different companies, different sizes. What more you want? Well, as it turned out, somehow that list had gotten disconnected from the rest of the proposal. And so when the committee was looking at it, they didn't have that list. And so they didn't know that. And so I simply need to provide them that list now and remind them this is what I'm going to do. And that will take care of that. Score. So there's some stuff like that, some misunderstandings, some missing information. They also gave some feedback on some changes they wanted in the text itself. And at one point I did express that I thought they were being kind of nitpicky about some of this. And that's when I got the really important piece of information. ATD has identified that structured on the job training is a topic they don't have anything in print about. They want not only to have something in print, but they want to delve more into that. What they are seeing, they said they know they want the topic. They like the outline, the way I've structured my book. In general, they like my writing as well. There just were a couple of issues, a couple of ways that I presented some stuff that they want adjusted. And basically, they want me to write this book. They just want me to write it the way they want me to write it. And the reason they're being so particular is because they're not looking at this as a book, just a standalone book about structure on the job training. ATD wants to delve more into this arena. And they said, my contact person told me that the group indicated, what they verbalized, was that they see my book as the foundation upon which they will build everything else they would do. My book would become the standard upon which everything else ATD does in the structure on the job training arena would be built on. Now, that's pretty cool. It's also really stressful. Little pressure there. But it makes sense. It explains to me now I understand the context. I understand why they're being so particular about it and so nitpicky about it. It's because they're seeing my book as not just a book by Paul about structure on the job training. They see it as the launch pad for a whole bunch of other stuff to grow from. now I get why they want it to be a certain way. So with that being the case, I'm able now to process better what it is that they're wanting, and I'm able to, and I'm excited about working on that. So I'm excited about that. It's good stuff. It's good news. That is definitely not a no, and I'd say it's definitely better than a maybe, because basically I was told that I'm doing everything right, just a few tweaks I got to make. I have to include some other information to explain, answer some questions they had where some stuff was missing, and oh, here's the best part. My contact also said, once I provide all that stuff, it's not even going to have to go back to the full review committee again. That all she's going to need to do is share the new information with those that had raised questions or issues. And if they say it's good to go, it's good to go. So that's what's going on with the book. I'm excited about that. On the job front, I'm excited to move into my new role where I'm going to be designing more of these programs. I created the structure on the job training program for the project managers, the people training to become project managers of construction projects at Waldinger. And it's been extremely successful. And this is what I've, again, spoken on at the ATD conference, what I'm working on writing this book about, wrote an article for their magazine, and now they actually hit me up for something else related to T&D magazine on this topic. So it's possible there could be something else that formulates there too. But irregardless, all of this stuff going on all centers around this structured on-the-job training program that I built and launched and has been so successful at Waldinger. But the president of the company of Waldinger, he wants now this same program built in multiple other parts of the company. And so my new role is going to be to focus on doing that. That's going to be primarily what I do, building these new programs. That's going to involve some traveling. It's going to involve getting together and visiting, talking one-on-one with impacted people in all different kinds of roles, and just focusing on building those programs and fleshing those out, making things stand. But in order for me to be free to do that, we had to hire somebody else to do basically the stuff I'm currently doing. Yesterday, we had the third and final interview for an individual who came to us, used to work at Guide One Insurance. She's a very competent, very capable instructor. And today we offered her the position and she accepted. Yes, she will begin May 10th. And so my duties right now in immediate short future have shifted. Now, whatever projects I was working on, back burner, because my main priority is getting her onboarding ready so that we can make sure she hits the ground running as fast as possible, especially since she's only going to get about a week with me before I'm gone for a week to the ATD conference. So I got to make sure that she's equipped and capable to do some stuff during that week while I'm gone. So we're going to be working on that. I'm working on it now. But the exciting thing is, because we have identified her and because we now have a start date and because we are going to move forward, that means now we can lock in my new role and me shifting into that capacity very soon as well. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be fantastic. Very, very excited about that. Now, also tonight at Gaslamp, I had opportunity to run into the governor of the state of Iowa, Terry E. Branstad, and his wife, Chris. Seriously, they were, and it's not like they were there doing anything special. They were just there. They were there enjoying the music and enjoying the atmosphere. They've never been there before that I've ever seen, but it was really awesome seeing them there. Now, even if you're not from Iowa, you probably know Terry Branstad's name because it's come up quite a bit. He is the person that President Trump has chosen to be our new ambassador to China, which is a great choice, really. Even if you don't like Governor Branstad, and there are people, obviously, in every state, there are people who like and don't like their governor. Here in Iowa, there are people who love Branstad, and there are people who hate Branstad. I happen to be kind of, as with most things political these days, I happen to be in the middle because there are a number of things I think he's done very well, and I think he's been a successful leader of our state for quite some time. He now holds the record as being the longest serving governor in American history. No other governor of any state anywhere has ever held the governorship of their state longer than Terry Branstad has. And of course, his critics say he's been in there too long, blah, 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 blah. I know this is not a political discussion, so we're not talking about those things here. But so there are during that time you're bound to make friends and you're bound to make enemies. That's my point. During that time I've liked things he's done and I've not liked things that he's done. It's bound to happen. He's a politician. He makes decisions, and sometimes you like him and sometimes you don't. That's the way it works. Anyway, President Trump has chosen him to be our new ambassador to China, which I think those hearings will begin very soon, and then he'll be on his way. And then Iowa will get our first female governor, because his lieutenant governor is a woman, Kim Reynolds, and she will advance into the governorship, and Iowa will have its first female governor. I think that's awesome. And I hope she does a fantastic job, because she now is the one to break the glass ceiling. But how easy it will be for another woman to eventually run for that office again will depend a great deal on how well she is able to function in that role. So I do wish her well on her behalf, on the state's behalf, and on behalf of women to be able to pursue that kind of elected office as well. Anyway, so I ran into Governor Branstad and his wife Chris at Gaslamp. In fact, I took a picture with him. I'll show you the picture here. I'll insert it in the official video. Yeah, that's where it was. You didn't see it here if you're seeing it on my Facebook, but you'll see it there. It'll be, look, here's the picture. But it was kind of funny, because this is not the first time that I've run into Governor Branstad out and about in general. About a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, I went to grab lunch from work, and I went to the Subway on South Fleur. And who do I run into just eating lunch at Subway? The governor of Iowa. Now, in that case, I assumed he was maybe on his way to the airport, which is just down the street, maybe to fly somewhere, to D.C. perhaps, with stuff about the China ambassadorship. I don't know. But anyway, took a picture with him there too, so I'll insert that here too. Ta-da! So, as you can see, I've been running into him just in general places. And my gut instinct is that as he knows his time in Iowa is going to be coming to an end, because when he becomes ambassador to China, he's going to move to China. And so my hunch is that as he knows his time is coming to an end, he's making some stops to stop into places and just, enjoy, one more time some of this stuff. And so that's what I think is going on. And so, again, I'm not evaluating him as a governor or the decisions he's made. I just think it's really cool that I walk into a Subway restaurant and there's the governor of the state of Iowa. I walk into Gaslamp and there's the governor of the state of Iowa. I think it's cool. I just do. So, if you don't like him, sorry. I still think it's cool that I ran into him there. So anyway, that was fun. So it's been a very exciting day, or technically the last couple of days, because I talked to the ATD folks yesterday. Although today is the day that they actually threw me the idea of doing something else for the T&D magazine tied in with the book stuff. And so still, yeah, it's been a very exciting day. And now the excitement is going to continue, because anytime now there should be a pizza from Papa John's showing up with some garlic breadsticks, and woo, the excitement continues. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go inside and get ready for that and be waiting for that. But I just had to share with you some of my exciting day information. And with that, I will let you go, and I will see you next time from my front porch.